topic. Just to recapping the yesterday's topic, like background jobs. Background jobs are two. Background jobs are we can monitor, we can check the status in SM37. So every day there's a lot of jobs will run in our SAP systems. So we can check the status here, how many are failed in the last 24 hours. So those things we can validate it here, how many are failing. So see here, where the jobs are failing here. Say monthly payroll jobs have got failure here due to the some data sets not open. And also there is a one more job is failed here. There is a data set is not open in the ST22. So what is this data set is not open? When I go to the ST22 dump, okay, like a so one of the file path, one of the file it is referring. So I think I created, I think today it will run completely here. This will finish completely here. Right? There is a one more job which is running today morning hours. I scheduled it. This will take some longer time. So this will take some longer time. So this is running in the system. I executed in the dialog mode, then immediately I got the timeout error in the SAP systems here. I got the timeout errors in the SAP systems here. Timeout error, right? See, timeout error. That's why if any long running things, programs or anything is there, you need to run it in the background mode so that the background work process will take care of. You will not face any slowness or something like that here in the systems, right? That is the main thing in the systems. Right? So that is the one of the important thing in the system. So now, so background jobs as part of the work process administration, dialog, update, enqueue, background jobs. So we discussed it. And along with this, some of the daily monitoring related transaction code discussed it, right? So then apart from that, today we'll discuss about the message server, message server here, the message server here. So message server, what is meant by message server here? So message server is for the to perform the load balancing activities. So SMMS is the transaction code. Here we can check the status of the message server, status of the message server here, message server, whether the message server is running or not. It will check what exactly the message server will do, where exactly the message server exists. In ASCS instance, the message server exists. The message server responsibility is to perform the logon load balancing activity. The message server responsibility is load balancing activity here. When it will perform the load balancing. Suppose this is a message server. This is a one application server. The first application server, you have the second application server. This is a third application server you have. So three application servers we have here under the ASCS instance, right? We have the ASCS instance. Then we have the, one of the application server app 1, then application server 2, app 1, and then app 2, then app 3, right? App 1, app 1, app 2, app 3 here. So then what will happen? Message server here equally distribute the load to the among the application servers. Message server equally distribute the load to the among the application servers here. This kind of work will be done by our message server here. Message server here. Why? Because in every SID there is a one ASCS, one database. The application servers are one or more. More we can do that one. So using the SWPM tool, we can install it. That I will tell you how to install the additional application servers. That we can. So there is a adding the additional application servers. We can do that one. But so that I will explain it. But here the message server, exactly what is the responsibility of the message server means here the logon load balancing activity. The message server, the logon load balancing activity here. So when you have more than one application server, that time we should connect via ASCS instance. So means via message server, we have to connect it here. If the one application server user directly, they can connect it. This is the user here, right? He is the user. The one application server, we can directly connect to the one application server here or one application server, right? So that if you have three application servers are there here, in that case, you are connecting to the here. If this is down, then you cannot able to log into the SAP system, right? That is the case here. So SAP recommends when you have more than one application server, so connect via message server. Connect via message server, you can connect it. So that when you're connecting through message server here, what will happen means ASS instance. Then the message server will distribute your load, your request to the available application server. So in case of in any one of the application server is not available, so here what will happen here? So your request will be forwarded to the either request number 2 or 3. If it is available, then but 2 is very high response, already more users are there, means either your request will be forwarded to the 1 or 3. Who will decide that one means message server will decide. So message server responsibility is to perform the logon load balancing activities, to perform the logon load balancing activities in the systems, right? Logon load balancing activities in the systems here, right? That is the message server responsibilities here, right? So logon load balancing activities, which means if any request coming to the SAP system, message server will take, so it will check the when each application server have the less load, then your request will be allocated to the that application server here. Then how this configuration works here, right? Now we have to change the our so logon groups, logon pads configuration to the groups, right? Because we are connecting to the custom application servers. But now we have to change our application servers to the group server selection, means group message server selection here. So this message server works based upon the logon groups which you have configured in the SMLG transaction code. In SMLG T code, whatever the logon groups you configured, so that works based upon the logon groups. The message server works here. SMLG T code, the logon groups works based upon this configuration here, right? So that is the logon groups configuration here. SMLG is the transaction code here. Okay, so SMLG is the logon groups configuration here. So here groups we have to configure it so that, so if you go to the SMLG transaction code here, so if you log into the SMLG transact, if we go to the so SMLG, SMLG. So here we need to define the groups here. So which means so people will log in via groups when you are connecting. So here we have to define the groups here, right? So here I think we have the two application servers are there, right? Two application servers are there, right? 00 and 4 application servers are there, 00 and 4. So now we are not sure if you are connecting to the one application server, your request will be routed to the only one application server only here, right? So now what I am doing, I am creating a one group here. I am creating a one group here, public group. So suppose like public, all the public should log into the so 004 and 00 and 00. So public group is pointing to the 00 and 04 here. So then apart from that public group and so UK, so suppose like so Europe users, all the Europe, so Europe users should log into the only one application server, that is called the only 04 application server. I don't want to give entire all the two application servers to the all the, so dedicated Europe users will log into the only one application server, right? But all the public users will connect to the 00 and 04. Like that, I have defined the groups. I have defined the groups here. You have defined it here, right? So then when you are doing the logon pad configuration here, connections, so click on the create. So here you need to use the group server selection, right? So this is for the connecting to the one dedicated application server. So here we have the two app servers are there, 00 04 is there. So, but in that case, you are connecting to the 00 is down. You cannot log in, even though 002 in the 004 app server is up, right? So that to avoid this kind of things here, so in SMLG we have to define the group. So this group will point to the message server will work based upon the SMLG groups. So message server will route the request. This group is when you are connecting this, you will create the group here. So based upon the group, you will assign it. Suppose like description. Suppose like NW1, the public groups. Suppose like example. So NW1. What is the message server details here? You need to provide the message server syntax here. So KP online, then 3601. That is the message server details here. Message server details here. You have to provide it. So if you go to the SMMS is the transaction code, the message server port number starts with the 36 here, right? 3601. So KP online 3601. The port number we have to provide in the our logon pad here. The port number we have to provide in the logon pad here. Then click on the group server selection here. Then whatever the groups you created, whatever the groups are there here. Suppose like public group. Right? So message server you are connected and group you created as a public group here. Just click on the next button, then finish. Then groups are created. Now you can log into the SAP system, but it's not under your control, like which application servers are you are logging here. That is not under your control here. That will be done by the your message server here. Message server here. So you can log in multiple users. They can use this public group here. Now message server, what it will do, it will route the request to the available application servers. It will route the request to the available application servers here, right? It will route the request to the available app servers here. That's what it will be done by the your message server here. So message server will work based upon the groups. Message server will work based upon the groups here. Okay. So you have initiated some connections. We can validate it. If you go to the SMLG transaction code here, right? Go to there is a load distribution option. Here we can see, so how many users are in the one application server, then how many users are in the fourth application server. We can see it here. We can see it here. So here, so which means you can log in. So whether, so here, otherwise, if you go to the AL08 transaction code here, here we can see the, so like, so in a 00 application server, how many users are there here, right? There are the 10 users. Then remaining 5 users are in the 00004 application servers. 004 application servers are it's there. Then how this one distribution is working here? Is there anyone dedicatedly connecting to the 0004? No. Then how it is routing? So based upon the groups, based upon the groups, your request is routing here to respective application server here. Suppose even though if the 04 is down, you can able to log into the 001. Why? Because you are connecting to the message server. The message server, under the message server, if any one application server is active, then your requests are forwarded to the that application server. Your requests are forwarded to the that application server here. This way, the logon distribution works here, right? That is the one thing here. Suppose you see here, suppose you are connected, you are connecting to the groups. Groups are like public group. The public group is pointing to the two application servers, right? Then message server will either any one of the request, it will forward it here. Any one of the request, it will forward it here. But if you are connecting through only dedicated application server, if this is down, you cannot log into the remaining two are also up, you cannot log in. So here, the main important thing is here, message server will perform the load distribution. Logon load distribution here. Message server will perform the logon load distribution in the systems. That is the main thing here. Okay. logon load distribution in the systems here, right? So the user will connect to the either app one, the user will connect to the ASCS instance. So it will work either this one or this one. The load distribution works here, right? The message server here, right? So that is the one thing here, right? So here the groups, the mainly thing is the groups here in SMLG is the transaction code. The means message server work based upon the groups only. If your group is pointing to the only one application server, then you can able to log into the fourth application server only. Suppose example you see, so let me change the groups here to one application server only instead of public here. Then I can change it to the Europe group here, right? Europe. So this is wrong here, okay? Spelling mistake. So then you connected to the Europe group here, Europe, right? So Europe group here. So what you can do here, so Europe group here, then now you are connecting, you are only logged into the only 04 application server. Why? Because Europe group is pointing to only 04 application server only here. Now, if you are logging, if you open the n number of sessions here, so before that, let's see, okay, yeah, let's see the possibilities here. So how many users are logged into the six now? Six sessions, right? Six sessions. If you go to the SMLG, 6 sessions, okay? 0 for 6 sessions is 10 sessions. So now only Europe group, then only Europe users will connect to the, so Europe users will connect to the, so only 04 apps are this, right? Whenever you are login to the system, then only it will be assigned to the 04 app servers only, 04 app servers only. Then whenever you are logged to the system, then so you will be assigned to the 04 app servers only. So we can find out here which app server is running here. We can find out which app server is you are running, each app server is assigned here. We can find out, right? So see multiple sessions I am opening here. So then, so when it comes to the here, you see here, so seven, right? Seven users are logged in here. So 9 users are logged into the, so your application server here, which means all the requests are assigned to the 04 application server. Why? Because the group, Europe group is pointing to the Europe group is pointing to the only one application servers in the SMLG here. That is called the 04 application server. So that is the reason all the requests are scanning to the 04 application servers only here, right? So if we go to the AL08 transaction code here, so you see, see whatever the new sessions you have opened a few minutes back, all the sessions are connecting to the 04 only, all are 04 only, right? So all sessions are 04 only, here it is connected, right? So because of this is the 04 you connected, right? Suppose in case of 04 is down, whatever the connections are in the 04, all will be gone, disconnected. Whoever there in the 00, they will be connecting and they can work on the systems here, right? So suppose example, let me stop the zero, let me stop the one application server here. So before that, let me decrease the work process count here. So because we have the n number of work processor configured, we don't need that many work process unnecessarily. It will occupy the system resources. There is a concept we have, that time you will come to know how to adjust it here in the parameters and everything here. So if we go to the sys, necessarily our guys are increased, is not required. Unnecessarily it will occupy the system resources, means memory, CPU, then it will be slow. So 0, 0. There are the profiles actually in the system. So these profiles, so in the system we have the profiles are there here. So using these profiles here, we can do the changes. So we can adjust the work process count and everything. We can adjust it here. We can adjust all the see 11 mentioned our guys. It's not required. 4 and 4 are enough. Very big enough. Not required this many. So and here the 04 app server also. Because we don't have that much of load in the system, right? So then what we can do, if it's the real time, we can increase it. Okay, say the practice servers. So 7.5, they have mentioned Dialog processor 5. This is the 7. Just I can mention this 5 of 5. Okay. So now what I'm doing here, I'm dropping only one app server here, one application server. I'm stopping here. One application server I'm stopping here. So only one application server I'm stopping from MNC. Okay. So because I don't want to, so suppose if I stop, you have the two application servers. If I stop 04, all the 04 related sessions will be disconnected. So if I stop 00, then all the 00 will be disconnected, right? So now what will happen? The group, the logon group, which are configured in the here, so which are configured in the group here, who are dedicatedly connecting to the 04, they cannot log into our SAP system. Who are connecting to the 00, they can log in. Or who are connecting to the message server, they can also log in. Why? Because message server will check which application server is active. Based on that, your request will be forwarded, right? That is the one thing here. Here, I'm stopping the 04 app server here. Okay, just stopping the 04 app server here. When you are stopping the 04 app server here, so what will happen here? So what are the sessions are there in a 04 here, all be disconnected. All the sessions will be disconnected here. So do we have the 10 sessions here? All the 10 sessions will be disconnected, right? Only the 12 sessions in the 00 will stay like this only. See, application server is down, application server is down, application server is down, application server is down. See, all the sessions got disconnected here, right? When you click on this button, see, immediately the green mark gone, 0000 here, which means all the sessions which are there in the 04 app server, it's gone. But only the sessions are there which are in the here. Here also you can see 004 sessions. Just refresh it here. All the sessions are gone now. Only the requests are there in the 000 sessions only. So that is fine. But so now the person is a Europe user, is dedicatedly using the Europe group, but that group is connected to only one application server, but he cannot log into that application server. Sir, even though one more is there, right? You said like so message server, when you are connecting through groups, message server will check which application server has the less load, then will distribute the load to the respective application server, right? But sir, in this case, then why it is not working? What is the logic here? Why it is not working? Why I am unable to connect through Europe group? Anybody? Anybody can jump in here. So why I am unable to, even though one application server is up here, I'm connecting through groups only. But the message server, I'm connecting through message server only here, message server only here. I'm connecting to group server selection, message server only you connected, but group is Europe group. But even though message server only I'm connecting, but even though why I am unable to log in?
Sir, Europe group is assigned only one application server, I guess. That's that's the
That's
case.
true. That's true. Exactly. That's true. Thanks for that one. That is what you need to think logically, right? So because here the Europe group is assigned to the one app server only. One app server, that is the 04 only, right? So now if you go to SMLG here, so just Europe group is assigned one application server. Sir, now I will assign the same Europe group to the one more application server, right? So suppose like 00, all the application servers I have assigned here now, right? You have assigned here now, done. So now, so what will happen here? Will you able to log in or will you face the issue? So you can able to log in now, right? Why? Because one more application server is there under your group. Then you can able to connect to the one more application server. Even though the 04 is down, you can able to connect it here. So here, so who is doing the your load balancing work means here. So now if you go to the AL08 here, so definitely there is a session for so definitely there is a session. So you can able to log into the here, right? Then how you connected? The main intention of this one is user should not face any downtime when logging to the unavailability. User should not face any downtime when connecting to the SAP application. So that's why we have the in production systems we may use the more we will use the more application servers. But because if one is down, another one will take the load. Another one is down, other one will take the load. That's why so minimum two or maximum n number of depends upon the load number of users. So they can log in. If it's the government based customer, there many people will log in. So they will use so number of people will log into the systems, right? That is the main thing here. So that is the that is the so the logon load balancing activities here. Here the message server will perform the load distribution here. So which application server you want to assign, which application server you want to assign it here. When the second application server back to normal, then your request will be forwarded to the that application server as well. Your application will be assigned to the that application server as well here. If you go to the SM51 active servers here, how many are active to check this one? So when it comes to here, when this is starting mode here, right? When it's starting here, stop status. Windows, right? Definitely there is a restart is required. Windows systems. So then when you start it, then second application server will be available. Then here in the SMLG, the groups, the logon groups, this one become active. When this come to the green tick mark, means active status here. Then so the Europe group is assigned to the two application servers here. Your request will be forwarded to the either this application server 00 or it will be forwarded to the 04 application server, depends upon the load. Depends upon the load, your request will be forwarded to the respective. Now it's see 04 is 000, this is also 00, which means your these two application servers are down, right? Only one is active, even though you can able to log into the systems. So yeah, the message server will distribute the load based upon the logon groups. The message server will distribute the load based upon the logon groups which are configured in the systems here. That's what it will happen in the systems. Okay. That is the logon groups concept. Message server work here. SMMS is the transaction code which will perform the logon groups related things. Okay. So that is the message server related thing here. Any questions here in the message server? So main thing is here, if the users are unable to log in, first of all, you need to check the whether how the multiple application servers are there. Even though users are unable to log in, you should check how the users are connecting here. Whether they are using the particular application server, then definitely. If they are using the particular application server, then definitely then you can ask them to connect to the any one of the group server, message server, the group server selection here, right? If they are connecting to the custom application server, definitely there is a problem, right? So this way we can avoid connecting, we can avoid the the unavailability of the respective application servers. Still, you can able to connect to the SAP different application server. You can able to work on that one here. So that is the main thing of the logon groups creations and everything here. Okay. Most of the production systems are in the more than one application server. Why? Because multiple users will log into the production business. If one is down, the other application servers will be active. So the most of the production users will log into the systems only here. Okay. So that is the main thing in the systems here. Okay, so that is the message server logon load balancing related things here, SMLG. So here the bad jobs also, sir. We have the application, we have the business, we have the application servers also. We have the background jobs also, right? Then if you maintain, if you create, so what will happen if you maintain the dedicated application server here? If you maintain the dedicated application server, then what will happen? Your jobs will only run on that application server. If you don't maintain the dedicated application server, then system will run on your jobs based upon the system will run on the jobs based upon the availability of the respective background work process, either one application server, another application server. So here, let me change the layout here. Here we can change the layouts, the settings we can change it here. But because we want to know which application server the jobs are executed here, right? Let's change the layout here. So executing server and target host. This both I want to know. Copy. Yes. So here you can see executing server here. So one job is in the 00, one job in the 04, 0004, 0404. There are multiple, right? Multiple here, right? Some jobs are in the 00, some jobs are in the 04, some jobs are in the this one. So whatever. So like 04, 0004, 00. So there are the multiple jobs are running here, right? So which means both are taking the load. Both the app servers are taking the load here, job execution. So did you define anything here? No, you make it as a empty, which means then how it is running. So system will decide where we have the less load, system will go and system will decide. How the system will decide? Based upon the load distribution which are there in the SMLG, it will decide it here. It will decide it here. In this way, so we can achieve the load balancing. Not only users logging, background jobs concept also will work based upon this load distributions and everything here. Okay, that is the one thing here in the system. Okay, and so we have gateway and spool. Gateway work process. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Actually, when we are when defining the group, the user logs into the particular group. If it defines any background job, then it will redirect to particular application server only. Even though other application server is down, it will be redirecting to one application server only.
So if it's redirecting to the one application server means when you are creating the background job, you may have defined the application server, dedicated application server here. That may be the reason. So here there is a group in SM61. SM61 is the transaction code here. We can define the background job server groups here, right? Here we have to define the groups, background job server groups here. If you define the job server groups here, in that job server groups, you need to define you need to give you need to create a one group here. Suppose example, SAP-BTC, something like default group, I think. If you define this group here, just assign the assignment here. Just assign your respective application servers to the here. SM61 is a transactional port. In case in an organization it is reflecting like this, then what you can do, you can assign the application, you can create the one default group here, then assign the particular application servers to in this group here. So whenever the job is running here, whenever the job is running in SM36 or 37, so it will use that default group. Then the default group, then see the default group, it will use it here, SAP default group here. So it will route the request to the particular application server.
Application server.
Right.
Is there any changes with the S4 HANA application, sir?
No, everywhere it's same. Any SAP system means either NW or any SAP product, it is same concept, background job server groups. If it is the more than two are there, even though all the jobs are executing to the one application server, all the jobs are executing to the one application server here, then definitely there is a problem. If all the jobs are executing to the one application server, so then there is a means the groups are not correctly configured. So that is the issue that we can check it out.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So for that one, go to the SM61, then see if that time the load balancing is not opening, then you need to go to the SM61, then check the groups, check the group here, what's happening here, then so you can assign all those things to the groups. That will works. So in this way, it will work. This is the default option. Here, add the number of application servers here, number of instances to this group, so that the distributions will work based on that here. Here, how many application servers are there? All your jobs will be distributed based upon these groups here. So in SM37, so here we can check it out, all those things here. So by default, the layout is only few. You want to change the layout here, go to the settings, layout. So change the layout. You want to see the executing server, which server it is executed, copy. Then here it will be displayed the executing server as well here. So whether it will distributing or not, you will come to know. Then you can use the filter commands or whatever. You can check it out. How many are in the 00, how many are in the 04. You will come to know all the information. So this way we can check whether this is working or not. Okay. So please practice it. Okay.
So one question.
Yes.
Suppose the app 1 is done and all the load is distributed to app 2. In this scenario, the app 2 can even go to hung state, or even if the load increases, it can go to hung state or system down. Even system down also
Yeah.
occur, right? If the load is high.
Yeah. If app 1 is down, app 2, the users are there, then the new users also will log into the app 2. If the app 2 also is down, then we don't have any other application server. Definitely.
No.
So we will not able to log in.
Not that. I mean, like app 2 is up, but when the load is high, even the system goes to hung state, right? Or is there any
Yes.
other way we can? Yeah.
No. The only thing is we have to just to do some restrictions on the groups.
Okay.
So to avoid the new users to log into the system, we need to slowly inactivate the groups. So something like that, we have to do that one. Which group more users are logging, then we need to remove that groups, so that users will not able to connect via that group. So that is what we can do it here. So yeah,
Okay.
suppose like 00 is there, 04 is there. So this is the app 2, this is the app 1 is down. Then this is the load will increase it, but it will survey. But even though the more users are connecting, means this app 1 also go down. Why? Because the more load, this will also will go hung status. Then new users cannot log in. In that case, what we can do, to survey the existing users, we can remove the groups. Temporarily, we can just to remove the group from delete the group from the instances, so that what will happen, the people who are using these groups, they cannot log into the system. But existing users who are there already in the system, they can work. Only new users, they cannot log into the systems.
Okay, but even that in that case, that would be considered as a system down scenario, right? Because not all the users
Yeah,
will
yeah,
be
yeah,
able to maybe.
definitely. In that case, we need to bring up immediately. We need to check why the one more application server is down. Then we need to bring up that application server immediately.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Uh,
if both are
Still,
down, yes.
till now we don't see a 04 application server is up. Can I know what are the reasons behind that?
So you are asking me to check the reasons.
हाँ sir.
Please check from you investigate it why it's down. We stopped it, right, Sai Prasad?
Yes sir. Yes.
Now